Hello and welcome to the Big Centre magazine with me, Chanel Shea Calvin.
And me, Lee Bannister.
Now we're with you at this time each week to take a look at what's happening on the station. We're finding out about news and events happening in our local communities, and we'll be welcoming some special guests too.
Yeah, we'll also be reaching into the postbag to see what you've been talking to us about. And remember, you can still send us your comments on your favourite shows, and we'll be reading out as many as we can a little later on.
And as ever, watch out on the Big Centre TV Facebook page, as each week we'll be asking you questions and we want to hear your answers.
Oh yes, we've got some coming up. So if you'd like to talk to us about anything at all, why not get in touch?
On social media, which is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube, just do a search for us at Big Centre TV, or you can email postbag@bigcentre.tv.
Or you can put pen to paper and write to us in a good old-fashioned way. And the address is...
Ding!
Love that noise. Big Centre Magazine, Big Centre TV, 14A, Low Hall Lane, Walsall, WS1 1RL.
Now don't worry if you missed any of those, as we'll be clicking our fingers again at the end of the show. So that's the Big Centre magazine, where there's something different on every page.
Well, first today we're going to take a look back at some of the highlights of the week here on Big Centre TV. And if you like what you see, we'll tell you when you'll be able to enjoy the next episode.
First up is the team at Doorstep History, who'll take a look at the local history right on your doorstep.
So with me is Keith Clinton, who's the organiser of the event. So Keith, tell us a little bit about what it's all about.
It's all about stall holders showing photos and memorabilia all along Birmingham. We've got different stall holders like the Banking Museum, the Pen Museum, Borsley History Society, Heartland History Society, the West Midlands Fire Brigade Society, and you could just keep going on. Well, people like to look at the history of Birmingham and how it all started, and they just like coming to have a look at all the photos and memorabilia. You can buy books and postcards, and we started this 9 years ago at the Radisson Hotel, and it was mainly for history societies, but then as time went on we went from history societies to history groups as well, and this is why it's quite a success, and I do this once a year.
Now, in this week's Midlands Sports Scrapbook, we spoke with former Wolves player John Richards. Now, John was a top scorer for his team throughout his lengthy career, and he's now ventured into the world of business.
Yes, and this is my... All right, I was born in Warrington, and I suppose that's still town of birth, and I still consider myself to be a Warringtonian, but I'm more of a Wolfrunian. Because I've spent most of my life here, and I'm very grateful for it. And it does give me a great deal of pleasure, and I know it does annoy my wife occasionally when we're out having a drink and someone comes up and said, did you used to be John Richards? And my wife goes, well, it still is. But it's a lovely feeling, Bob. But there's nothing nicer than people who want to reminisce. In a lot of cases nowadays that the fans have got better memories than I have. They remember certain goals, they remember certain games, and it's nice to have that sort of involvement and affection from fans, because it's, we had a long time together, 14 years playing in front of fans like any football supporters, and you get an affection for each other.
Next, Johnny Doom has been back on our screens with Amped, your place to go for all things rock, punk, metal and everything in between. Now, in this week's show, Johnny was joined on the sofa by Black Country's alternative rock band, E of E.
I know you've got a new album out, which we're going to talk about in a bit, but how did E of E start? I mean, you played quite a high-profile gig with McBusted, but we'll get onto that. When did it all start?
It all started at the start of 2014. We'd gone from previous bands before with me, Luke and Tom, and we really kicked it up a gear and found Nicky through mutual friends, and that's when E of E really started. And like I say, we got the McBusted tour in the April, and then in the September we added Reese to the lineup to thicken up the sound a bit, and then just went from there really. So it's only been a year in this lineup, but it's been one hell of a ride. So.
And what a starting point as well, getting out there with McBusted. How many people were you playing in front of for those gigs?
400,000 altogether. just to be a small number, but it's like 10 to 20,000 people a night. But like it's not, you know, I wouldn't say it's our favourite genre of music at all, but if you get offered a tour like that, you just have to take it.
Oh,
you know,
God.
to them numbers is just, it was incredible. So
Let's take a look at some of the things which have been making the news locally during this week.
And a new scheme run by Dudley Council will see teenagers have the chance to run their own market stalls at the end of October. The stalls, which are being offered for free, will allow young entrepreneurs to try their hand at business. Lindsay Smith reports.
Dudley Council are searching for teenagers who want to try their hand at running a market stall. The scheme will see 30 free stalls offered for the event on the 31st of October.
Is to give our youngsters an opportunity and a stage to come and perform and have an opportunity of a real experience of becoming entrepreneurs. It gives them opportunity to sell, create different ideas, sell, perform, and of course this is where it all starts, the confidence building, and I'm really excited that ambassador teams have been able to put this together. Youngsters from 13 to 19, those are the primarily that we're trying to target. Anyone who's got an idea, wants to come and sell goods in the market, want to come and perform and show their talent, and also entertain the people of Dudley. So it's an opportunity for them and everyone to come forward, and hopefully from here onwards this may be the opportunity, somebody may be watching them and become future stars, whether it's in performance or whether it's in the entrepreneurs, and probably end up in Alan Sugar's competitions and so on. They can contact our teenage market website, Dudley's teenage market website. They'll have an opportunity to register, and hopefully we will be contacting them, giving them full details, full support. There will be free stalls provided, a real opportunity, and I think every teenager that wants to shine is an opportunity for them.
The scheme has proved successful in areas across the country.
The teenage market was something that I found out about, and it sounded fantastic. I met the man who set the concept up in Stockport, and he showed a video, and the teenagers were having such a fantastic time learning how to sell and produce their own products and put on their own performances, that I thought this was something we needed to bring to Dudley. It's been in the planning for a couple of months now, and we've got some more planning still to do between now and the 31st of October, when the teenage market is on, and it's going to be a fantastic day. I'd say don't be shy. Don't be shy if you'd like to come forward. Perhaps you've got a business idea that you'd like to try. Maybe you make products, or perhaps you do something like nail art and you'd like to see how popular it is. Come along, it's a free stall, give it a try, see how it goes, and you may learn from that what works and what doesn't for you.
It is not just stalls that teenagers can get involved with entertainers needed as well.
This is also a fantastic opportunity for anyone who's into the performing arts. Now, this could be anything from spoken word, singing, dancing, perhaps you do taekwondo, whatever it is. If you think you could entertain people and you are a teenager, I'd love for you to come forwards and show Dudley what you can do.
Now, last weekend, thousands of people flocked to the EGX Games Expo at the NEC. With all of the latest video games and technology, it was a gamer's heaven. Here's our resident gamers, Tom Wilkinson and Simon Hill, reflecting on how much the gaming world has changed over the years.
We are here at EGX at the National Exhibition Centre in Birmingham, the biggest gaming expo in the UK. Joined by Tom Wilkinson, and we've had some amazing experiences, haven't we?
We really have. Gaming has come on so much in the past 10 years.
It really has.
Well, I still remember when I got my first Nintendo 64.
Oh, best console ever.
Yeah, but the games this year are just blowing all of the old consoles from my childhood out of the water.
You got your hands on something really impressive. I mean, futuristically impressive yesterday, didn't you?
It was like Star Trek. It was
It kind of reminded me of that film with Leonardo DiCaprio, Inception.
Yeah.
A lot of that sort of element to it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, called HTC Vive, wasn't it?
But it's just absolutely amazing. I mean, it completely immerses you in the worlds that they were showing you throughout the demo. I mean, you had the likes of Portal, a Valve game. You had the Magician's Shop. You had the painting as well. I really love the painting.
Oh, the painting was awesome.
Just
3D
standing
painting.
there like that, it must have looked so strange to you guys who weren't wearing the headset at the time.
Yeah,
but I was just literally, I was having the time of my life.
Oh, it was amazing, and there was this one sort of section where we actually got our cameraman to try it, didn't he? And he managed to be the only one to mess it up, where you go into a magic shop and you actually shrink and this spider comes at you. Now, I must have looked like an absolute clown doing it because I kind of got scared and jumped a mile.
Well, I'm terrified of spiders myself, so I jumped a mile as well. But our cameraman, he's even worse, and he didn't even see the spider.
No. But it's not just, the VR that we've experienced. There's a lot here. The world's biggest games and the biggest releases that are coming this year and in 2016.
Because, we've got the likes of Assassin's Creed, we've got the new Rainbow Six game, and actually, most important and the highlight of the show is Star Wars Battlefront behind us. Yeah. The game looks absolutely amazing. But
it's been a great experience.
It has.
I'll pass it back over to you.
And now for some news of a breakthrough in science. And one of the scientists behind it is from right here in the Midlands. He's Ian Fairchild, who is a professor of geosystems at the University of Birmingham. And he is part of a team which deciphers the mystery of how our planet shook of its ice age nearly 635 million years ago, when all of the continents were nothing but frozen sheets. Now, Roshni Patel went down to the university to find out about Professor Fairchild's discovery.
We have now a new chemical test that we can run in order to find out how much carbon dioxide there was in the atmosphere. And from this chemical test, we've been able to show that some thin limestone units that we find in between the glacial deposits all were deposited when there was a very high amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Now, normally that would be considered impossible. You can't have high carbon dioxide and an ice age at the same time. The reason it works is because if the Earth is very largely covered in ice and snow, it reflects so much of the sun's energy coming in that without a very high carbon dioxide, it's completely frozen. Now, we also see something very interesting. We see the glaciers retreating and coming back again, retreating and coming back again. So this implies something is driving this change from one state to the other. And at this point, we wondered whether it might be that the cause of the glaciers going backwards and forwards might be the same as the changes that we see in the modern Earth, in the ice ages that we've seen in much more recent times. However, one difference was at this time in the history of the Earth, all the continents were grouped around the equator. Now, in the recent ice ages, what we know that slight wobbles in the Earth's orbit, slight changes in the shape of the orbit and the way that the Earth's spin axis moves around, make a difference in the way that heat is distributed within the Earth, and they cause ice ages to come and go. But back in those times, the continents were grouped around the equator. And we know that at low latitudes, there's a different type of motion of the Earth which causes these changes. And this is something called precession. And if you have a look at this picture of a gyroscope, you can see that the way that the gyroscope is moving around and its main axis describes a circle. That's called a circle of precession. And the Earth does that, and it takes 20,000 years for the Earth's spin axis to go around in that way. And during that process, what happens is that you get slightly more heat received in alternately the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. So when we have glaciers on continents that are surrounding the equator, the ones that are just north of the equator, they receive a little bit more heat in summer for a period of time, and then it flips, and then the southern hemisphere glaciers, they receive more heat. We consulted with colleagues who are based in Paris and who've got a great deal of experience in producing computer models of climate, and they were able to simulate this behaviour of precession, and they were able to show that in fact this really works, and that the ice sheets actually advance and retreat by at least several hundred kilometres. In our fieldwork, we'd seen evidence of retreat of at least a few tens of kilometres. So everything really fitted together that this was an important mechanism that was driving change at this point.
Now, you might remember that last week we asked you to send in your stories about your pets. Well, we had plenty of them come in, so we'll be telling you about them a little later in the programme. But just before we take a quick break, we have this week's challenge for you.
Certainly have. Earlier in the programme, we heard about a wonderful scientific discovery, didn't we?
Yeah. Which has led us into our challenge for this week. Now, have you made any discoveries of your own?
Doesn't matter what it is, we'd love to hear about it.
Well, our director Adrian told us earlier that he discovered that sausage sandwiches and chocolate spread actually taste great. I think I might just take his word for that one, to be fair.
Yeah, it reminds me a bit of fish fingers and custard in Doctor Who.
Oh, yeah, that's true, actually. Oh, that sounds gross. Anyway, it doesn't have to be food related, just something that you've discovered that you think is really cool.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your stories. Maybe you've got some photos or videos of your discovery. Send them in and we'll try and show the best ones on a future show.
And we'll remind you of our contact details later on in the show.
OK, that's it for part one, but don't go anywhere. We'll see you again in a couple of minutes.
Welcome back to the Big Centre magazine with me, Chanel Shea Calvin.
And me, Lee Bannister.
Now, as we say, there's something different on every page, so it's time to join Des and Gary for a look at what's going on around our area.
Oh, hang on, Gary's on holiday. I better go and join Des.
Oh gosh.
I'll get me prop. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Tuesday. Laughter yoga.
Laughter yoga.
Laughter yoga.
I can picture this.
Evidently has many benefits, including strengthening the immune system, helping to stay fit. Now, I could do with that. 10 minutes laughter is equal to 30 minutes on a rowing machine.
Really? Oh, we should be all right today then.
Yeah, yeah. And also reduces stress, anxiety, depression, high blood pressure, and helps improve all-around physical health.
Nice.
The laughter yoga session is at the Wishing Bronze Grove, and it costs £5.
What do they use to make them laugh? They watch old comedies or stuff like that.
Maybe. Or watch us too.
You and Gary. Hey, I've got my prop, by the way.
Good man.
You can't do this without a mug of tea.
No.
Anyway, also on Tuesday at the Impact Hub in the Walker Building, Base 15 brings you a special edition of The Lowdown. Now, this instalment will see conversations with pioneering women who have influenced the music industry. The Lowdown is an in-depth Q&A that invites key industry figures to share their creative journeys and expertise.
Yeah, I bet that'd be good. I wonder who the guests are, but yeah, there's a lot of good, strong women in the music industry.
I know somebody from Base 15, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're doing a new local radio station in this area, yeah.
Cool. The Old Joint Stock Theatre has a brand new show for the 2015 Birmingham Comedy Festival. Actually, I put this in one for Chanel. It's called Rice and Peas and Caviar,
oh, nice.
Which takes a satirical look at the lives of a breathtaking range of unique ladies from the British Afro-Caribbean community. And a little further afield, the ladies are even more outrageous, but as frank, feisty and forthright as ever. It promises to be a brazen, irreverent, hilarious event with larger-than-life comic creations. Where were you, Chanel, when you should have been doing that one?
She could have come in and told us a joke.
Yeah.
Anyway, on Wednesday, Nelson the Sailor's Story is an intriguing tale that shows a different perspective of the historic battles between Her Majesty's ship and the Alliance of France and Spain's sea fleets through the eyes of a surgeon, midshipman and a powder monkey. Was it a powder monkey?
I think he was one of those blokes who put the powder in the cannons.
Ah, right, sort of pushing it down.
They used to run up, didn't they? They had a bloke doing that and a bloke sort of sticking the cannonball in.
I've got visions of them shaking powder over somebody's wig. You know what I mean?
Don't think they wore the wig in the middle of a battle, did
Probably
they?
not, no. They fly off too quickly.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's all performed and written by Nicholas Collett. The production proves to be a fascinating showcase of the actor's talent in performing this complex one-man show. It runs for one night only at the Forest Arts Centre and tickets are £5.
And that's just down the road, isn't it, Forest?
It is, yeah, not far away.
Right. Every month in the bar lounge of the Palace Theatre Redditch, you will be provided with 11s and entertained with a selection of music and sing-along songs. Now, you'll love this. This month's entertainer is Mike Prince.
Really?
No, not that Mike Prince.
Oh, OK.
But local guitar vocalist who will take you back to the 60s and 70s. Can you imagine that Mike coming in and singing us a song?
He does sing songs, but in private, yeah, when nobody's looking at him. Anyway, later that night at the Hare and Hounds, it has the all-female band Eek headlining.
Now, Eek came in and played on Sofa Club.
Yes, they did, didn't they? Yeah.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
The ladies met each other playing together in a variety of different bands over the course of a decade before finally forming as Eek in 2008. I love Eek.
Eek, yeah.
Sort of what you do when you see a mouse.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'll do that. With warm vocals and soulful harmonies, their shared musical history and strong friendships are very apparent as the bands seem to naturally fit together to form their unique sound.
No, they are good. I've seen a couple of videos and they did that Bands on the Beacon.
Oh, yeah.
As well. But, yeah, nice ladies as well. Worth checking out. Thursday now, and a couple of events over at the NEC. There's the Horse of the Year show at the Genting Arena. So if you're one of those, equestrian. Equestrian.
What are you doing there?
Yeah. And then Kevin MacLeod is also on at I think it's at the NEC with Grand Designs Live for all you budding house designers. Both are on until the 11th. And Kevin MacLeod, he always seems to have a bit of a downer on people a bit. He always looks for like the reason why it won't happen as to the reason why it will happen.
So his glass is half empty.
Yeah, but that's only my opinion. Only my opinion. There you go.
Finish me tea.
Yeah.
Yes. And Des will be back with Gary at the same time next week.
Meanwhile, if you want to know even more What's On news, you can join me for the What's On show on Monday night at 7 p.m.
Time for a look at what's going on in your community now, and if you know of something happening which could do with a little extra and free promotion, why not get in touch with us?
And make sure you tell us in plenty of time, and we'll tell you how you can get in touch with us again a little later on.
Now first, our regular reminder about Sandwell's Safer 6 campaign.
It's all about targeting efforts and providing extra reassurance during the darker nights, fireworks and bonfire season, a time when crime and antisocial behaviour can often rise.
Each town in Sandwell has a focus week during the campaign, responding to issues which local people have said are important to them.
And this week, it's commencing the 5th of October in Rowley Regis.
Then we'll be in Tipton, the week commencing 12th of October.
Week commencing 19th of October will be in Oldbury.
Week commencing 26th of October in West Bromwich.
And from the 2nd of November it will be in Smethwick.
And there are more details on the website at www.sandwell.gov.uk. Just look up the Safer 6 campaign.
Now, Willow's Hedgehog Rescue has joined forces with Birmingham City Council and other councils across the West Midlands to raise awareness of the dangers that brush cutters and strimmers can pose to wildlife, especially hedgehogs.
Yeah, many hundreds of hedgehogs every year are seriously injured, sometimes fatally, by the use of line trimmers or strimmers. Hundreds of hoglets, young hedgehogs, are also orphaned by gardening activities where the sow hedgehog is either killed, injured or disturbed to the extent that she abandons her young.
For more information about the project and the organisations involved, just visit willowshedgehogrescue.co.uk.
Now, recycling waste bins are being located across Birmingham city centre as part of an ongoing effort to keep Birmingham as clean and green as possible.
The City Council has 10 bins, each with a slot for paper and another for glass tins and plastic bottles. And you can find them at Square Peg on Corporation Street,
Poundland on Corporation Street,
junction of Bull Street and Dale End Tesco on New Street.
Yeah, Sainsbury's Union Street, Halifax Victoria Square and New Street.
On Chamberlain Square, the entrance to Paradise Forum walkway.
And the junction of New Street and High Street and St Philip's Cathedral. There are 2 units in there.
Now it's time to lose yourselves in the magic and adventure of this spectacular family pantomime.
Yeah, tickets have now gone on sale for the annual pantomime at Wednesbury Museum and Art Gallery.
The pantomime is taking place on Saturday the 5th and Sunday the 6th of December. On both days there are 2 performances, the first at 10:30 a.m. and then at 2:30.
Yeah, spaces are limited, so give them a call on 0121 556 0683 to book your tickets.
And it lasts approximately 90 minutes and there will be a short interval when light refreshments will be available.
Yeah, if you want any more details, there's that phone number, or you can contact Wednesbury Museum and Art Gallery, Holyhead Road, Wednesbury, WS10 7DF.
And there is also information on Sandwell Museum's webpage. Just visit www.sandwell.gov.uk/museums, and also just check out their Facebook page, which is Sandwell Museums.
Yeah. Now, you might just remember we mentioned the historic Hayden Hill House in Old Hill recently. And now something else is happening there. As staff are turning the clock back to the 1940s with a weekend of food, music and costumes from the period.
Nice. Now the 3 family days out are Hayden Hill House Museum in Hales Owen Road, Cradley Heath, on Saturday at 10 and Sunday Saturday the 10th and 11th of October from 11 to 3 p.m. Got there eventually.
Now, visitors can find out what life was like during the war years when items from Hayden Hill House collection go on display.
There will also be wartime music, a food tasting event and a chance to learn about rationing.
Yeah, there'll be children's craft activities and much more.
Now on the Saturday you can have wartime reenactors in period dress, will also help take visitors back to the 1940s.
Entrance to the event is free, but there might just be a small charge for some of the activities.
And for more information just call 01384 569 444.
Now, trading standards officers are warning residents to be wary of unsolicited phone calls from anyone claiming to be ringing on behalf of Walsall County Council.
The warning comes following a number of calls to local residents claiming to be working in partnership with the NHS regarding accidents.
Residents are advised that Walsall Council does not contact residents over individual accidents, even if they attend an NHS service.
Anyone receiving such calls should not give any information to the caller and report any details to trading standards by telephoning 01922 653 040 or 01922 653 050.
Now, on Wednesday the 7th of October, Blakenhall Village Centre will have been open for 10 years, and as part of the celebrations, staff at Blakenhall Library are preparing a series of free activities in the build-up to the big day.
Situated inside the centre, the library has been busy with a series of free activities and competitions.
Blakenhall Library is free to join and has regular activities which include an adult reading group, a cradle club and a brand new Chatterbooks reading group. I like that.
So do
It's for
I.
children. It's going to be launched on Wednesday the 7th of October.
And you can contact the library for further details on 01922 714 967 or simply email blakenhalllibrary@walsall.gov.uk. So that's your community news for this week, but don't feel left out because there's something happening near to you, something that could use a little boost by being mentioned on the telly, then you know where we are. And of course, for community news, it's absolutely free.
Yeah, we'll try and get through as many as we can, and all that we ask is that you let us know within plenty of time.
So you can email postbag@bigcentre.tv or send us a message on social media, which is @BigCentreTV.
Or send us some details in the post, and the address is Big Centre Magazine, Big Centre TV, 14A, Lower Hall Lane, Walsall, WS1 1RL.
Nice.
Time for another break now. When we come back, we'll be looking into the postbag. We'll be hearing about a brand new radio station in Birmingham, and we'll be going all silly with our regular Tea Time Tis Was slot.
So don't go anywhere. You love that bit, don't you?
I do, yeah. Tea Time Tis Was.
Hello and welcome back to the Big Centre Magazine with me, Chanel Shea Calvin.
And me, Lee Bannister.
Well, it's now time to look into the postbag to see what you've been saying to us.
Yes, Andy Harper has been in touch again and he's loving the Long Lost Show. He says it was great to hear Carl Jones talking with so much enthusiasm about James Bond. Saw a clip earlier on. It was clear that he's such a huge fan of those films, much like myself. And I agreed that On Her Majesty's Secret Service was a great film. Also, what a remarkable man Jerry Taylor was. You name it, he's done it from actor to clapper loader, and it brought him so much joy to see the clip you showed. A great show from start to end. Oh yes, I enjoyed making that actually. Thanks, Andy. As you know, I worked on that programme and I must agree it's fascinating to hear all those stories and to be teased by all the clips we're managing to show as well. Perhaps we'll see more of Jerry in particular in the future.
Nice. Now, Gary Jordan is loving the Des and Gary insert on What's On and this very magazine show. He reckons they are the Saint and Greavesy of Big Centre. See, I don't even know who these guys are.
I know who Saint and Greaves, yeah. Oh yes, yeah.
Oh, he says they're a great double act. More please, perhaps a spin-off show. Well, I'll suggest that to Des, and I think that deserves a laugh out loud moment.
Go on, do it. Give us a lol.
Actually, I'm laughing out loud. Oh God.
It's a lol.
It is a lol.
Now, we asked you last week to let us know about your pets, and we had some great replies. Yes. Shall we go with Dan Edwards says, my current cat is slightly different from the norm. Every time there's a change in the weather, she senses it. She runs up and down the house just like an Olympic runner, often partially lying down, like she's in stealth mode. And that's all because of the weather. Brilliant, thanks for that, Dan.
Oh, I love that. Now, Jade Miracle is a good friend of mine. Hi, Jade. And she has 2 very crazy cats. So when we decided to ask the question about pets, I knew that she would be the perfect one to ask.
Oh, I like that.
Why did I actually just do that? So she messaged me saying that her cats have done so many crazy things that it was hard to narrow them down. So let's take a look at a few. So here's her cat, Django, who clearly doesn't mind the smell of Jade's feet. And here he is again in a Moses basket.
Aww.
Now, Jade also has another cat called Apollo. Let's take a look at what he's been up to. Now, this cat seems quite helpful, washing up, as you can see. Now he's flicking through the television. He's probably looking for a Rasta mouse or something.
Everybody likes Rasta mouse.
Oh, now this one is my favourite one. Just look at his hair. Jade said that Apollo decided to play with the cooking oil that fell out of the cupboard, and then he ended up with this punk hairdo.
Oh, the spikes.
Lovely.
I like those. Oh, thank you for that. Now, Laura Simpson has been in touch to tell us that her cat used to catch pennies like a goalie, and he would never miss a single one. Now, she says it all started one day. I dropped my purse on the floor and all my change fell out, and he went nuts trying to chase them all. So I rolled a penny for him and he loved it. He had lots of toys, but nothing compared to a rolled penny.
Nice.
And Laura's also said there's a couple of photos of her Barney cat. Here's Barney in his super cat pose, and here's normal Barney. Oh, isn't he lovely?
I want a super cat.
Barney the super cat. Meow.
Oh, I just got it. What was the airplane noise? Anyway, Megan Thomas has been in touch about her 2 cats, Rosie and Gracie. Rosie is grey and white, and Gracie is grey. Now, at night, just before Rosie goes to sleep, she will have a mad 5 minutes where she will run around and jump up at walls, edges of doors and the corners of the sofa. She'll growl at herself and dart around the room from corner to corner. Sounds so cool. She'll also chase flies, wasps and bees, and both of the cats sit at the kitchen window waiting for her and her mother to open the window and won't come through the door like normal cats. And when it's time for bed, the cats go to bed with Megan's mum Lisa at the end of the night. And that's not all. Rosie does a lot, doesn't she?
Yes, she does, yeah.
As Rosie brings twigs into the house and leaves them in a pile to welcome her mum to a lovely neat pile of twigs in the kitchen.
I think I could hear the cat having fun next door just. I tell you what though, that reminds me of the cat we have visit us at home sometimes. He's called Jack and he's one of the friendliest cats I've ever known.
Aww.
Oh, he's lovely. Oh, apart from Charlie, my mum's cat. He died last year, but he was lovely as well. Oh, love Charlie. Now, Richard Nunn tells us, technically it's not a pet, but we did look after these incredible looking pigs at Mary Arden's farm. Now, the breed is a Mangalitsa pig. They're native to Hungary and they were there because they're as close as you can get to 16th century English pigs. The breed sadly died out here in the early 20th century. Here's a picture of Richard's Mangalitsa pig.
No, it's a Mangalitsa pig. That's a bit of a mouthful. Now, Kat Curtis has a dog. And Kat says about her dog, I've got one from years ago. My dog heard a cat out in the garden. She thought the glass doors were open, so she started barking like mad, only to bang her head against the door and all we could hear was a little yelp. She was a silly pooch. Oh. I've done that myself. I ran into like a patio glass door.
Oh, you have?
Oh gosh, why have I just said that? Well, yeah, it's really endearing to see what dogs do, doesn't it?
It does actually, yeah. You see a dog running into it, you think, oh, a little thing.
Oh, I've got a pet story. Mine's quite similar to Megan's cat. As soon as it hit like 10 p.m. at night, that cat literally went crazy. Yeah. It'd make like a weird, deep growling noise and it would jump around and just be absolutely mad. And like no one believed me. Yeah. So then my mum came, well, she stayed up at 10 o'clock and she actually witnessed this crazy kitty. So we
10 o'clock on the stroke every
10
night.
o'clock on the dot. It would literally go crazy.
Oh.
So we ended up getting rid of it. Sorry.
Oh, poor thing.
I know.
Now, you remember that story I couldn't tell you last week?
Yes.
I thought of a way to phrase it, you see. It was all about Rocky the Rabbit. He's a best friend with a small football, right?
Mhm.
And he would get very friendly with this football. And I mean very friendly. But the odd thing is that the football was in the shape of a TV character from the 80s. And it
Mhm.
just so happens that we're actually running that TV show here on Big Centre TV at the moment.
Oh, God.
Rocky the Rabbit had an infatuation with one of the Zeroids from Terrorhawks,
Mhm.
and in particular Sergeant Major Zero. Oh, and there he is. There you go. That's what Sergeant Major Zero looks like, and Rocky loved him.
Oh, gosh. Oh, and finally, James Michael said, I have a pet dog called Dalian. He barks an awful lot and loves the 80s. I think that sounds so cool. But I'm sure there's another story there.
There is. You'll have to ask us about it. We can't say. Anyway, do you have any more stories about animals? We seem to have been overrun with cat stories, with just the odd dog story and pig story raising their heads. So come on, there must be more. Get in touch with us.
And we'll give you the details a little later on. And of course, we'll be delving into the post bag one more time at the same time next week.
And now Birmingham's radio landscape is being shaken up at the moment, with a new sound being heard all the way through October. The station is My 10 Radio, and it's running as part of the Base 15 Festival. And here to tell us more about both the festival and the radio station is Shakayla Miraj, creative events producer, and James Levitt, who is the station manager of My 10 Radio. So welcome to the Big Centre magazine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How you do? You all right?
We're good. Good.
Very well,
Good.
thank you. Yeah.
Now tell us about these things. There's My 10 Radio, we've got Punch Records, and we've got Base 15. What's the relationship between them all? If we sort of explain about Base 15 first.
Yeah, Base is one of the UK's leading music and arts commissioning festival. It's also globally recognised as a force within the UK's black music and art scene. It's been running for 10 years, so this year's a big year for us. Yeah. Each year has a theme. Historically, we've had soul, revolution, Jamaica, and this year we're celebrating the icons of black music and art.
So tell us about some of the things that are going on.
Yeah, so for the first time ever, we have major performances taking place at key venues in London and Birmingham. And we also have some great events. I'm working with some great partners in Birmingham as well, such as The Rep. We have Lovers Rock monologues. This Icons of Lovers Rock, so that features Carol Thompson, Janet Kay, Victor Romero. So that explores the key era of when Lovers Rock took place in London at 80s, and it's like music meets theatre as well. It's just now we're here today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've had some quite big names over the years, haven't you?
Yeah, each year we do try and create a fresh, innovative programme, working with, we try and get a world-class lineup. We try and make all the events varied.
It's a big team effort.
Definitely, yeah, you need a team to do this, and we've got a great team on board to, collectively we work together to produce, this wonderful event. Series
Part
of
of that,
events.
of course, is My 10 Radio. Have you been running radio stations before?
Never.
Right, so this is
I don't have any experience in radio whatsoever.
But James does.
But James does, yeah.
James, you're the station manager. Tell
Yes.
us about My 10 Radio.
My 10 Radio, it's kind of a new, it's a really exciting platform to be a part of actually. That's going to be launching across the month of October, well it already is now, and it's going to be live on 87.7 FM across Birmingham, and also online at my10radio.com. The best thing about it, it's a youth platform, so it's for the young people of Birmingham. We've got industry professionals being roped into the station. We've got big names such as 50 Cent's tour DJ Chubby Chub. We've got Melody Kane, who is SBTV's official DJ. The list just goes on. We've got so many big names mixed in with lots of local up-and-coming aspiring presenters as well, which kind of inspires them to be part of the radio station. And Punch Records have been doing lots of different programmes. One of their main programmes is Music Potential, which is when they team up with Capital Extra, who are based down in London, and that's a programme that supports young people that want to get into the music business, maybe as a presenter, DJ, and the presenting side, the radio side, has kind of connected the young people that signed up for Music Potential to get them towards kind of where we're at now with My 10 Radio, setting up a youth station in Birmingham for them to finally get their voice on, get their voice out, and pursue a future career in radio.
Yeah. So again, where is it? 87.7?
87.7 across Birmingham, and you can also pick it up online, my10radio.com, and on the TuneIn Radio app as well.
And if people want to find out about Base as a whole?
check out our dedicated website. That's www.punchbase.com. Also follow us on Twitter at Punch Records, at Base Birmingham. Same social media handles for Facebook and Instagram as well. So all the usual platforms.
Well, the best of luck with all of that. Hope it goes well for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come back and tell us about it in the future.
We will do.
You will do. Thank you.
Okay, now it's time for... drum roll.
Awful.
Gonna ruin this sofa. Tea time Tiswas.
And remember, you can see the show on Saturday nights at 10, Sunday mornings at 10, Wednesday afternoons at 3, and Friday nights at 10:30.
Okay, my eyebrows are good going there. Remember, if you have any comments about Tiswas, stay tuned for our contact details at the end of the show. And don't forget that hashtag...
This is what they want. Right, time now for a little extra bit of Tiswas for you at this time every week.
Yes, here we go with another in our series of the A to Z of Tiswas. I wonder where we're up to this week.
This is the alphabetical celebration of a children's show that rocked a nation from a Midlands television station. It's the letter D, which stands for Den Hegarty. The final series may not be up to everybody's taste, but it gave us wild-eyed lunatic frontman Den Hegarty from the pop group Darts. It could be argued that Den is the wildest presenter Tiswas has ever seen. His antics broke through all boundaries of dignity.
I've actually made a New Year's resolution.
I think you should, Den. What's your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution is I've had enough of these things. My New Year's resolution is never to throw any... Never to...
Quite right.
Never to...
Quite right.
Never to throw... Well, that's another New Year's resolution out the window.
To everyone, my little asparagus tips. This is Monsieur Pierre through the window saying bonjour, bonsoir et bonfire. Today, I am going to teach you the verb, I have here, the pie. I am going to teach you the verb pailler. To pie, okay? Okay? To pie or not to pie, that is the question. And the question is, who knows the answer? The answer is, who knows, who cares, and hooray! Right. Okay, and now, teach you the verb pailler. Regardez. The first person singular, je paille. You say it, please?
Je paille.
Which means, of course, I pie. The second person singular, tu paille, you pie. You pie? Very good, you pie. She learns so magnificent. Okay, alors, third person singular, il paille, he pies. He pies, okay? He pies.
Right.
Alors, magnifique, we now reach the plural. We're going on to the plural. Nous paillons, we pie. Okay? We pie. We pie. We pie. Elles sont magnifiques. Alors, vous l'avez, d'accord? Ok. Vous paillez, you all pie. Okay. Okay, that is all we have time for this week.
And now here's the weather forecast. Following the constant strange weather, there will once again be an outbreak of baked beans from the north. Followed quickly by mushy peas. And as is usual at this time of year, there will be an outbreak of Christmas pudding and custard. Bring me another bucket.
D also stands for the dying fly. A peculiar upside-down dance craze suggested it was by Jesper Carrot.
The whole of Studio 3 lying on their little backs, kicking their arms and legs in the air to the music of the ever-popular Dying Fly dance craze.
Yes, you're welcome to another Tiswas program. In fact, you're more than welcome.
I can just see this morning's special guests, Genesis, lying there with their legs whirring like bees' wings.
That's Jeff Capes there in the policeman's helmet, still putting the shot even with his feet.
Good morning, viewers. And to the strains of that evergreen traditional dance, the Dying Fly.
Yes, it's a very, very busy programme this morning. A lot to cram in before 12:30.
Because it's Saturday. Saturday.
And once and for all, we'll be finding out the truth behind the rumours about Princess Anne's secret identity.
Saturday is Tiswas Day. Saturday.
And we'll be talking to a man who crossed a comedian with the King of the Jungle and got a lion that roars at its own jokes. And we'll be talking to a top animal expert who crossed a lovable young baby hare with a disc jockey and got cuddly Kenny Leverett.
That's right, this is the stuff they want. We'll also be crossing a pound of raw octopus with a £5 note and getting 6 squid. Stop groaning, keep dancing. We'll be asking the burning question, if music be the food of love, does anybody fancy a piano sandwich? And we'll be telling you exactly where the Dogger Bank is. Yes, that's right, it's right next door to Barclays.
And we'll have the next letter in the series around the same time next week here on Big Centre Magazine.
Yeah, remember there are 4 chances to catch our special compilation shows Tiswas Pies again here on Big Centre TV.
And you can see them on Saturday nights at 10, Sunday mornings at 10, Wednesday afternoons at 3 and Friday nights at 10:30. That's 4, isn't it?
Times 4.
Oh, and remember our hashtag, this is what they want.
There you go. Now, just a quick reminder before we go of our challenge for this week.
Now, earlier we heard about a scientific discovery, so we wondered if you have made any discoveries of your own.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is, we'd love to hear about it.
Remember our director Adrian's story about sausage sandwiches and chocolate spread, about them actually tasting great?
It's weird.
It is really weird.
Well, it doesn't have to be food related, you see. It's something that you've discovered that you think is really cool.
Well, we'd like to hear your stories, or maybe you've got photos or videos of your discovery. Just send them in and we'll try and show the best ones on a future show.
Yes. OK, we've reached the back pages of your Big Centre magazine for another week.
But remember, although the show is all about us and what's on Big Centre TV, it's all about you as well. So why not give us a shout about your community news and information too? It's a way for you or anyone you know to promote something positive going on local to you. And as we said, the publicity is absolutely free. So what have you got to lose?
So for that, or if there's anything else you'd like to talk to us about, don't forget this week's challenge. Then on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, look us up, Big Centre TV. If you want to email us, then use the postbag address. It's postbag@bigcentre.tv.
And our postal address is the Big Centre Magazine, Big Centre TV, 14A, Walsall. 14A, I should just read it.
There it is.
14A, Lower Hall Lane, Walsall, WS11R.
Oh, obviously.
It's there for a reason.
It is.
Just do this smiling
there as
at
well.
Bye!
Okay, go on.
Thinking I did not.
Hello.
Well, I'll be back with what's on Monday nights at 7.
And we'll both be back with your Big Centre magazine at the same time next week.
We'll see you then.
Right, mate.